Good evening and welcome to Carnegie Town Hall. I would like to call the September meeting to order. I'd like to emphasize a couple of items. Please silence all your cell phones. In an effort to have sufficient time to hear from audience members, we ask that when you come to the podium, please identify yourself and state your address for the records. Limit your comments to 5 minutes, and please ensure you are delivering new testimony to the commissioners. At this time, we'll approve the consent agenda. Denise, could you please read the items on the consent agenda 1 through 3?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Item 1, approval of August 3rd, 2016 minutes of regular meeting. Item 2, August plats. Item 3, 5352-2016, rezoned from the RS Single Family Residential Suburban District to the RT1 Single Family Residential Traditional District for allowed forms located at 612 South Williams Avenue.
Thank you. Are there any objections from the audience on items 1 through 3? Are there any objections from the commissioners on items 1 through 3? If no objections, seeing none, I look for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the consent agenda signify by saying yes.
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 All opposed, same sign. The consent agenda has been approved. If you are here for items 1 through 3, you are free to leave. Now we're going to move on to the regular agenda. I need a motion to approve the regular agenda and a second.
Mr. Chair, move to approve the regular agenda.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for the regular agenda. All in favor signify by saying yes.
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 All opposed, same sign. Regular agenda has passed. Denise, could you read the first item on the regular agenda?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Item 4, 5351-2016, rezoned from the RS Single Family Residential Suburban District to the RT1 Single Family Residential Traditional District for allowed forms located at 600 South Lincoln Avenue.
Jason Bieber representing the planning staff. This is an application by Wayne Wagner with Affordable Housing Solutions. It's located at 600 South Lincoln Avenue. It's currently a vacant lot. They are proposing to rezone this from the RS Single Family Residential Suburban District to a RT1 Single Family Traditional District so they can meet setbacks and frontage requirements since this is a lot less than 50 feet in width. We did receive some concerns from the property owner to the north on drainage issues. The applicant, Wayne, has hired our engineering company to draw up a drainage plan. He has submitted that to engineering. They are looking at that and should have it reviewed and approved by the time this would go to City Council. The proposed zoning does meet the Sioux Falls comprehensive plan. This existing lot is 46 feet wide, which is less than the 50-foot minimum lot width as required to build a single-family home in the current zoning district. If this, therefore, if the rezoning to RT1 is approved, they can construct the home as shown on this specific plan. If the rezoning is denied, a single-family house will not be able to be constructed. Because the subject application is consistent with the Sioux Falls comprehensive plan and the lot is virtually undevelopable for single-family uses under the current zoning district, the staff does recommend approval of this rezoning, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Commissioners, any questions of staff on this item? Thank you, Jason. Is the petitioner here?
Good evening. Wayne Wagner, Housing Development Director, Affordable Housing Solutions, 630 South Minnesota. And we're petitioning to rezone this to a traditional single-family zoning. And it's very similar, actually, the same house plan as what we did on 612 South Williams, which was part of the consent agenda. We build anywhere from 2 to 8 houses a year. We're hoping to get up to 10 houses next year. I think the only difference on this plan here is this lot has never been developed, and there was a concern by the neighbor with the drainage, which we did hire Erhard Griffin to do I'll say that 3 times faster, topographical survey, which we submitted along with a drainage proposal to the city engineering. And our plan would not to build a house there unless we received approval from the city engineering department. So we also have removed the garage out of the plan, which we felt could potentially impact the drainage in the rear yard. So it'll be a part of our neighborhood revitalization program. It's supported through community development. We also have funding through South Dakota Housing this year, which allows us to, we're going to be doing 4-bedroom homes at 129.9, which will be focused on families in that 80% of the median average income. So we understand the concerns of the neighbor, and we want to get those addressed before we will not move forward. We're going to go through with the rezoning, but we would not obtain a building permit unless we had an agreeable drainage plan, which was approved by the engineering department. Any questions?
Commissioners, any questions of the petitioner on this? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone from the audience that would like to speak on this item?
Hi, my name is Jack Green. I live at 601 South Lincoln. And we own my family owns the property in question, or next to this lot. We own a 1-bedroom house there that we've been renting for 30 or 40 years. We've never had a drainage problem, but we just want to make sure that we don't start having one with this new house put in there. The property is 4 feet below the street in some places 3 feet, but it's well below the street level. So we think there could be a problem here, and we don't, with all due diligence, I think the problem can be solved, but we just want to be kept in the loop so that our property does not become useless. Okay? We're not against this. We just want to make sure that we're in the loop as to what's really going on here, which means we're going to want to see the information that's sent to the engineering department and discuss it with them too, with the city, before this is moved through. Okay?
All right. Commissioners, any questions from Jack?
No.
Okay?
Thank you. Is there anyone else from the audience that would like to address this item? Seeing none, I need a motion to approve in a second.
Make a motion to approve for discussion purposes.
I'll second that.
Right, discussion.
I feel confident that with the submission of the drainage plan to the city, that the city will do a proper job of reviewing and making sure that the drainage is properly handled. So I'm comfortable approving this at this point.
Agree.
I would concur.
All right. Any other? All right, well, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Item number 4 passes.
Item 5, 5397-2016, rezoned from S1 General Institutional District to the C3 Commercial Community District for allowed forms located at 1200 East 3rd Street.
We did receive correspondence from the applicant today, and he would like to defer this to the October 5th Planning Commission meeting. He's finishing up a parking study for this specific site and wants to present that to you before he moves forward. So,
All right, thank you. I need a motion for deferral till next month's meeting.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to defer item number 5.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to defer. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Motion number 5 is deferred.
Item 6, 5402-2016, conditional use for an electronic message center sign located at 1101 East 57th Street.
the applicant here is the Linwood Wesleyan Church. You can see it's located on 57th Street, a couple blocks west of South Cliff Avenue. They are proposing to place a back-to-back 3x10 electronic message signs to be incorporated into a proposed ground sign at the location of the existing Linwood Church. One message sign will be facing east on East 57th Street, and the second sign will be facing west on East 57th Street. The overall sign where the message boards will be placed will be 10 feet wide and 6 feet tall for a total square footage of 60 square feet for the total sign. The submitted site plan does indicate a two-sided 3-foot by 10-foot electronic message sign located on the north side of the property adjacent to East 57th Street. The applicant is indicating that the EMC portion of it will just be that 30 square feet with the total square footage of the entire sign as 60 square feet. Numerous churches within Sioux Falls have installed these electronic message centers that are situated along arterial streets and oriented away from residential uses. The proposed freestanding sign will be located adjacent to East 57th Street and roughly 150 feet from the nearest residential property to the north. The sign will be situated on this busy arterial street and should have little impact on the residential properties in the area. Because the application has provided clarity to indicate the location, nature, and extent of the work proposed, staff does recommend approval of this conditional use permit. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Commissioners, any questions of staff on this item? Thank you again, Jason. Is the petitioner here? Would you please come forward and state your name and address, please?
I'm Gary Enns, member of Linwood Wesleyan Church, which is again located at 1101 East 57th. My residence is 4105 Walker Way. And I would be glad to answer any questions if there are any.
Commissioners, any questions for the petitioner? Thank you, Gary.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is there anyone from the audience that would like to speak on this item? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve and a second.
Motion for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Opposed, same sign. Item number 6 passes.
Item 7, 5416-2016, conditional use for on-sale alcohol beverage establishment within 500 feet of a sensitive land use located at 1605 West Burnside Street.
The applicant here is Vic Patel. This is located at the old Burnside Bingo Hall. The applicant, the location is adjacent to some manufactured housing on the west side and a few nonprofit organizations. However, on-sale alcohol has been sold on this parcel previously when it was a bingo hall and the attached casino. The prior conditional use permit that was approved at this location did limit it to this applicant only, and that was for the youth enrichment services. Now they are looking at transferring that license to Mr. Patel. Therefore, they needed to go back to for another conditional use hearing. Obviously, this has been used for on-sale alcohol for quite some time. Therefore, because this has been used as on-sale alcohol in the previous business, and a conditional use permit is just simply changing the ownership, not necessarily the use of the property, staff does recommend approval of this conditional use permit, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Commissioners, any questions of staff on this item? Thank you again, Jason. Is the petitioner here? Please come forward and state your name and address.
Yep. Good evening, everyone. My name is Vic Patel. I reside at 3308 North Galaxy Lane, Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Commissioners, any questions of Mr. Patel? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address this item? You can please come forward and state your name and address, please.
Larry Panning, I'm Commander of American Legion, 3404 North Rupert, here in Sioux Falls. I believe this would adversely affect a number of businesses that have on-sale licenses. I count 6 probably within 2,000 feet. And if Moose reopens, as the sign says it, that would be a 7th unless they've given up their license, which I do not know. I also think it's fairly close to Axtell Park School. I don't know what your zoning or distance requirements are, but I don't think it's more than a couple thousand feet from that school. So there's certainly plenty of on-sale businesses in the area already, and I believe this could adversely affect our post as well as other on-sale sites in the area. Any questions of me?
Any questions? Just for your information, it's 500 feet from a school
Okay.
is what the code reads. So.
And what
you're
about,
considerably farther away than that.
yeah, I would agree there. What about affecting other businesses? Any kind of distances there?
No, there currently is a license there for this same item, for off-sale.
There is an on-sale license there now?
Yes, there
I
currently is.
didn't understand that from the petition.
Yes, there currently is one already. And the only reason this gentleman is back is because the first one was for that owner only. So now that it's changing hands, it has to be renewed for conditional use. So there already is a license there.
Okay, and it's currently doing business, or it's been out of business, or what? It's currently in business?
Yes, it's currently in business.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Any other questions for him? Anything else? All right, is there anyone else from the audience that'd like to speak on this item? Seeing none, I need a motion and a second to approve.
Motion for approval?
Second.
Any discussion on this item?
Makes sense. I mean, owner right now has a license, is just transferring ownership. I mean, and just to address his issue, I mean, we can't really restrict someone from doing business, so.
I would concur with Commissioner Lukey's comments.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Opposed, same sign. Item number 7 passes. Any new business?
Mr. Chair, move to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying yes.
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 September meeting adjourned.